it going, YouTube? My name is Blake Yarbrough and welcome back. Today is the first official video of 2021. I hope you guys all had a safe and happy holidays with your family. I had a great holiday with my family. Unfortunately, I also got COVID during that time, and so I haven't put out a video in a while. If you saw my most recent video, it was absolutely insane though. I posted it in December. There will be an update coming on that video, guys. I promise, probably the first week of February, right around then, and it's going to be a wild video. But today we're doing the first sneaker review of 2021. It is sponsored by Sneaker Knockers. We've got a very interesting Jordan box here, a really cool box to me. I really like this box a lot. If you know from the thumbnail, this is going to be one of the biggest Jordan releases, I think, of 2021, at least so far that we know about. So let's go ahead and take a look inside. The box is like this taupe color, and you've got a red Jumpman there on the lid with the Flight logo. The color of these is Taupe Haze and Infrared. So by that name, I'm sure you know what it is. These retail for $200. Releasing January 28th, and we have in hand a dead stock pair of the Jordan 4 Taupe Haze in my size. Shout out to Sneaker Knockers LLC. They hooked me up all of 2020 with early sneakers, guys. It's a Discord group. It's $40 to join. I'm actually a part of the group, and it's something that you really need to consider if you want to get early sneakers, or if you just don't want to take an L on a Saturday or a weekday whenever the shoe releases. It's a great way to make sure you get that W. And for $40, I mean, if you get one pair like this, it pretty much pays for your membership. So all the information will be down in the description. Sneaker Knockers LLC is where I got these from. Let's go back to the box for a second. You've got like this taupe colored box with like this splatter kind of cement print all over, which is in like a glossy kind of gray, I guess you'd call it. And then inside the box, you've got this all red or infrared. I'd consider this more of a red on the inside of the box, just like the Jumpman logo on top. But here we have the Jordan 4 Taupe Haze. I've got my Travis Scott shirt on today, and that's because this shoe is very reminiscent of one of the most anticipated Jordan 4s that never released, the Travis Scott Jordan 4 Olive, I think is what it's called. But that shoe is very similar to this. So just like some of the other Jordan releases that we've seen over the last 12 to 24 months, they've kind of taken very similar maybe PEs or samples or just different shoes that didn't release to the public, tweaked them just a little bit, and then made a public release. So this shoe, Jordan 4, right now is kind of seeing, I don't want to call it a revival, but the Jordan 4 is coming back full force, and Jordan Brand is doing a lot of dope colorways on the 4. To me personally, this will be one of the best Jordan 4s to release in 2021. Last year we saw the Off-White 4s, the Union 4s. Those were probably the two most hyped Jordan 4s of 2020. This year is going to be more of the same. This pair right here is really nice, guys. Like, this is a really solid sneaker. I've been looking it over now, and there's some differentiations between these and the standard Jordan 4. So throughout the video, I'll actually be showing you like a pair of the Bred 4s and then comparing it to this to just show you like some subtle differences that I've noticed just while looking at them. But let's go ahead and address the elephant in the room, which is, how do you pronounce this? The American pronunciation of this is taupe. That is the actual proper way to pronounce that word. I've heard taupe, I've heard taupe, I've heard top. It's taupe is how you pronounce it. So I know that's something that like kind of a lot of people have made fun of, but it's taupe. That's the American English version. But anyways, the color on here is absolutely fantastic. It's like a light brown kind of color, and it just looks so nice on the Jordan 4 silhouette, something that will go with a lot of things. While I wish this shoe actually released a little bit earlier in the winter time, because I think this is a perfect winter colorway, it's going to be great for spring and summer as well. And you've got just this all over taupe color, this light brown, and you've actually got two different materials. We'll get you some B-roll shots to show you up close, but you've got like here on the toe cap and the mud guard, you've got like this cracked looking leather, and it's got kind of like a sheen or a shine to it. It's a little bit glossy, and it looks like it's aged, like it's cracking. It's very rough to the touch, and that's something that I don't remember ever seeing on a Jordan before. And then inside, like here on the toe box and then down the midfoot around to the heel, you've actually got a much softer kind of like suede or nubuck material. So they used two different materials but made the color the same, which is really dope. There is maybe a small hint of a different shade, but overall it is just kind of like a monochromatic color. You've got black laces, you've got matte black wings here on the lateral and medial side of the foot. I think matte black on these right here was perfect. You've got a taupe overlay on the netting with a black layer behind it. The flight patch on the tongue is also in that same taupe color. And then actually, as opposed to the box, this is one thing that I wish they didn't do. I'll go ahead and tell you guys. This is like a true red on the box lid. However, on the shoe, this is infrared, as well as on the outsole. So they used infrared, which looks fine. I like it. I would have preferred like a true red though, like varsity red or university red here on the patch. Also on the sock liner, you've got that same infrared. And then the insole is also infrared. Just a standard Jumpman insole, nothing crazy there. Black mesh sock liner, which is different than the original. We'll go through all the differences here in a second. And then the outsole, you've got that standard Jordan 4 outsole with the infrared Jumpman and the infrared traction pod here near the front of the shoe. Pretty standard. The other thing that they did different on this Jordan 4 is the midsole paint job. So you've got black here, but then all of this is in a matte white. So that's something that's different. Usually this is a two-tone kind of color. Like I'll show you guys real quick on here. You've got white here, you've got black on the upper part of the midsole, and then black here. So typically that is the standard Jordan 4 paint job. This one they went with something a little bit different, and I actually don't mind it. When I first saw it, this was something that I really didn't like. I wish they did it that way. I'm sure somebody will customize it, and then we'll get, you know, to see how it actually looks if you were to paint it normally. But I actually don't mind this. I think it overall looks really nice. You've got just kind of black here on the forefoot and then white here on the rear half of the shoe. So something that's different. I don't mind it either way. It's totally fine. Then on the heel, you've got the Jumpman in that same taupe colorway. Whether the Jordan 4 and Jordan 3 have a Jumpman on the heel or whether they have the Nike Air. I prefer the Nike Air, not for any reason. I just like the way it looks aesthetically. I could care less really, but I like the heel to have the Nike Air like on this pair. I just think it looks so much better. I do like the originality. Even though this isn't an original colorway, they have been doing Nike Air on non-OG colorways. So I wish they would have done that here, just me personally, but the Jumpman looks fine. It's in a taupe colorway with the matte black heel tab. Looks really, really clean. Overall, this is just a clean colorway from Jordan Brand. They absolutely knocked it out of the park. And then let me go ahead, I'm gonna go ahead and bring these back up onto the table and we'll go over some differences, things you may care about, things you may not, but it's just some differences between this pair and this pair that I wanna show you guys. All right, so like I mentioned, the midsole paint job on both of these is a little bit different. This one's just got like the solid paint job on the midsole. This one's got like the two-tone. Also on the outsole, this one's got kind of like a two-tone or three-color outsole. You've got the cement gray with the white traction pod, red on the heel. This one is all black, and then you just have the infrared traction pod and Jumpman. So a little bit different. They went with a solid color on this one, much like they did on the midsole. You've got the cement gray here with the matte black or satin black wing, and then this one's just all black. Another thing that I noticed, now this is something that they did on the Jordan 3s in 2020. Some people were really upset about it. Some people didn't really care. They changed the tongue. So typically you would have like the inside of the tongue liner kind of overlap on the edge of the tongue here. You'd be able to see it from the front. However, on this one, much like they did the 3s, the tongue liner or sock liner is hidden, and so the tongue actually overlaps. You don't get that overlay from the rear, and that's something I don't really care too much about it, but that is something that's different. I wanted to point it out. Some people may notice, some people may not. The other thing that they changed is the sock liner on here is like a really soft cotton, and then on here they went with a mesh, a black mesh. On the tongue you've got that infrared color. So that's something that's different. I'm sure this will be just as comfortable and might be a little bit more breathable, but it is something that's different. I think that's pretty much all of the major differences that I've noticed, besides just the materials, but that's not really considered a difference. But what do you guys think? Leave a comment down in the comment section below. These are supposed to release January 28th. Let me know what you think about these, whether you're going for a pair or not. I have a feeling that most people watching this video probably like this shoe, and if this isn't a shoe that you're going for, let me know down in the comment section which shoe you're really looking forward to, because January and February are absolutely packed. I can't really remember a year over the last few years that has had as many really nice releases as January and February do this year. So hopefully that's just like a foreshadowing of what 2021 has to bring, because I'm looking forward to copping a lot of new sneakers. Luckily, Sneaker Knockers, I'm sure, will be able to hook me up with a lot of these early pairs. And guys, this is one that I think you just have to add if you're a Jordan 4 collector. It's a really dope colorway, reminiscent of the Travis Scott. And will that Travis Scott ever release? Probably not. It's just probably not going to release. Same with the purple colorway. Those probably just will never see a release. It's just a sample made for friends and family of Travis Scott. So this one, guys, may be the closest we ever get, and it's a really nice colorway. I wish this was like a true red, the infrared. That's the only detail, honestly, that I don't really care for. And the material, I haven't talked about it a whole lot. The material is really interesting. Like on the tongue, it looks like a dried lake bed or something. Like it looks like cracked leather, like really dried out cracked leather. It's very rough to the touch, almost kind of like scaly feeling, because it does have a little bit of a gloss to it. I don't know how they came up with that material, and I'm really not sure how it'll age. Hopefully not like too poorly, but this is a really interesting release from Jordan Brand. I think it's like kind of steps out of the typical boundaries of the Jordan 4, and I'm definitely cool with that. I like to see new and innovative things. And guys, let me know what you guys think. Is this one that you're looking to cop this year? I'm going to give you guys some on feet looks as well, so we'll go ahead and jump into that now. Alright guys, now that I've had these on feet, this is a must-have. It's a must-have. Max really wants these. My brother Max is dying to get this pair. It's on his list. He's already made like a 2021 list of shoes that he has to have. This one is definitely on his list, and I'd love to know, is it on your list? It's on mine. This is a great Jordan 4. This is one that I definitely want to pick up this year. It looks super sick on foot. And with that, guys, it's going to wrap up today's video. If you liked it, make sure you smash that like button, subscribe down below, and we're on to the next sneaker.